Hello people, Linker here, and today I'm taking a break from FK Arena. I'll have a text version of this video in the description below if that's what you prefer. I'll keep this as short, organized, and unopinionated as I can so that you understand why I'm doing this, what's going on right now, and what you can expect going forward. So first, I'll talk a little bit about what we've done. Second, about the last saga. I have tabs over here and how it led to this. And lastly, I'll talk about the future of the various communities we've made. So, who's Linker? Starting with my channel, as the description always said, I'm doing this for fun, to help people and get feedback. Money or publicity were never in there because they don't really matter to me. I mean it. I've spent more money on AFK Arena, Adobe subscriptions, setup, and courses on video making than I got back from YouTube. When I started originally, it was for my guild, and later on Reddit, I set myself a goal to make the community a better place. At the time, there wasn't a lot of accurate endgame content out there. People were making random guides, and we didn't even have replays to know what's good. And with the new features like signature items and furniture at the time, the game had a lot to be explored, and people needed someone to rely on. Burnout was such a serious issue at the time, since getting stuck was much more commonplace, much earlier, and we didn't have a direct line to communicate with the devs. We needed a player-based community for the endgame players to theorycraft, give advice, or just talk. I started by making test guides, and later on Reddit, with the goal to reach the widest audience I can to help them make better decisions, to make this game more fun. The initial response was overwhelmingly positive, and thanks to people like Ida, Carl, Titus, and many more, I carried forward. I later transitioned to making videos. To quote Vulcan, videos like they reach a wider audience much better. That felt right to me. Even in the earliest tier list videos I made, I don't think you can see them over here, with poor sound editing, had thousands over thousands of views. What made me happy is how big a segment of those people would let me know how much it helped them. We've come a long way since. We make tier list balance videos, a bunch of memes. We've done a lot. Anyways, in this process, I've had the honor to talk to some larger content creators like Vulcan and Hippo, and we've also enabled many smaller content creators. We've grown the platform Twitch as a whole with Riptide. We've gave people like Aimby a wider platform to be heard, and we've had podcasts with many more still to be found on the playlist page if you'd like. I'm not going to delete that. Starting with White Sushi, special thanks to him, but we've had talks with many people like Vulcan, Shazam, Venom, starting the art, so many interesting podcasts and people that we featured on this channel. We've changed the game too. The Consensus Databank tier list, many new communities like the Discord, Twitch, and the Linker subreddit. We even gave direct player feedback to Lilith, giving the power to the players to talk to the devs. We were there when Ainz and Albedo were overpriced. We were there when furniture was bugged, and it still kind of is. And we were there even a few days ago when Legends Championship was changed for the worse. Many players needed a voice, so I gave it. I posted over the content creator channel. By the way, that risked my Lilith collaboration to the point where it failed. Partially because of that, I voiced what we needed heard through to the devs, even if players did not have the platform to, and I let the community decide even my videos. I put all my trust in the game going in a positive direction and the community. That segues me well into why we're here. While the endgame strategy aspect is shrinking with changes that are still in Legends Championship like 5 teams, and while the game is becoming more pay to play by the minute, this isn't why I'm making this video really. The community is why. I'll stick to being unopinionated about this as much as I can. It all started with a signature item guide by Breeze on Reddit that's completely irrelevant to this. The guide itself was misleading. I don't think anyone disagrees this guide is inaccurate. Even the guy himself said it. And inaccurate guides are bad, you know? I've had many people message me with these priorities, and I don't want them going back to making mistakes, burning out. That's bad for the community, especially when they're widely liked, which means that many people blindly follow that guide and made mistakes. To follow up, I commented and messaged the guy. I waited 2 days for him to respond, and he didn't, so I reviewed the guide live on video. I posted that video over to Reddit. In that video, I was not easy on the guide. I said it's messy, it lacks content. I said it doesn't seem like the guy knows what he's talking about. However, I never attacked the guy personally saying he should stop making guides though. I'll follow up on this in just a second, but the amount of upvotes the original guide got surprised me. I thought Reddit knew better. It seems like all the other experienced guide makers are sleeping on this task, like Artie and Sushi didn't yet make a comment, which made me chuckle. Are we slipping on our guard? We're supposed to help the community avoid bad decisions. We've always been about this. Not just me, even other creators. And no, not just with our own guides. I know I wanted to keep this unopinionated, but if somebody made a guide saying jumping off a cliff is good, I'd both make a guide saying it's bad and I'll say it out loud over his guide. Jumping off a cliff is bad. This is important for those players to not make mistakes. The guy later posted a response, which in my opinion is as messy as the guide. I tried to talk to him to help him fix the guide in so many ways, in his original thread, in DMs, in my video, in the Reddit post comment, in my pinned YouTube comment, through his friends on Discord. My goodness. Believe me, I've tried to contact this guy, yet he made a point about how he's open to talk. Alright, the next 3 points are also hard to understand. They're about how messy the guide was, and believe me, I don't think any guide can be perfect, including my own guides, but I think if you're making it sound like you address the context and you're not, if you're making it sound like the target audience is one group of people and it's actually another, I feel like you're doing a deliberate mistake or you're not being precise enough like you could be. One point to virtue signal that he's somehow listening to me comes up next. And I tried to contact this guy in so many ways, so I'm not really taking it. And then he made another point about his personal goal in creating guides, as if I attacked that. You can scroll throughout the whole video, I never said it. He's making up personal attacks that never happened, as if I said his guide was badly motivated or he should never post guides anymore, never to be found in my content. And the final 2 points are just as bad as they can be. He's trying to critique my content, and lastly, he's saying I'm a gatekeeping narcissist snob, basically. Now, if you know me or my content, you know he's uninformed and trying to start drama, and that's the best courtesy I have. I've given my haters courtesy in the past, but here it's really hard to do. The video itself was all on the guide and not on the guy, and even if it is feeling attacked by the original title, which was a bit much, and I changed since, if you spend the smallest amount of time to research me, gatekeeping narcissist snob is hard to come up with. I've boosted countless smaller content creators, always listened and replied to the feedback I've gotten, and always treat people as equals. I've gotten into countless discussions into late night hours to help the smallest guy to just form up his priorities, no matter what chapter or what knowledge he has. I've corrected countless other guides. This is why I don't want thousands of people making mistakes based on that guide. If you spend the smallest time to research me, gatekeeping narcissist snob is hard to come up with. I've boosted countless smaller content creators, always listen and reply to feedback, and always treat people as equals. I've gotten into late night talks with people no matter what chapter, no matter how much experience they have in guide making, and help them the best I can. This is why I don't want thousands of people making mistakes. I see them as equals, and they should not be making the mistakes that this guide leads to make. It's careless to not take responsibility for the kind of mistake your guide leads to. Now, I couldn't care less about the guy at this point, really. If you're making a post like this without looking up who you're talking to, that's on you. This wouldn't be the first. After all, you still haven't taken the responsibility for your guide or replied to any of my comments to talk, both on this thread and on the others. What I care about is the community. It's a minority of it, but a large vocal minority that attributed bad faith to me. As if I were to bully this guy for publicity or views. That makes no sense. This guy doesn't have a tenth of my audience. What views would I even gain? If you are this kind of a dedicated watcher who came this far and still thought that I'm trying to get views out of this, congratulations, I'm taking a break. I don't think that will do great for my views or any kind of publicity stunt. Look, I put myself out there researching, coming up with some of the best AFK Arena content there is, working into the night with my own time. I spend time to help people make better decisions, getting very little in return, by the way, just to see some of my own subscribers smearing me. Not just any subscribers, some of my oldest supporters too, telling me my content is convoluted, buying into the ridiculous line that I'm a gatekeeper who promoted countless small content creators, and even platforms, mind you, and pretending I'm acting in bad faith. The guy himself has nothing to do with it. I feel betrayed by my own community. I don't want to make any more content for these people. Not for a while. As for the future, I'll be fine. Luckily, I didn't rely on the money. I have a job and I'm fine point of burnout to take a good break. I don't care if the guy responds, it really isn't about him, and I don't think the community as a whole can change my decision. I might check up on the game every so often, and I'll keep the Discord with many of my friends. Both the unique platform it has become for AFK Arena endgame research, memes, and advice, and if I'm ever back to any extent, I'll be back on this channel and there. But I want to end this on a more positive note. Thank you for watching me all the way through. Thank you for supporting me and letting me have this awesome experience and journey that I've had. And for now, I've been Linker. Peace.